eternal suffering is the only suitable punishment. We could have had a perfect and orderly world, but you just wouldn't fuck my sister, and now you will learn the error of your ways.
Resident Evil 2 is one of the few instances where a AAA title has managed to crush my cynicism and blow cum out of my dick with little to no issues found. Using RE2 as a base to build a game that's a combination of RE7's modern design style with RE4's perfectly smooth gameplay. I was frankly shocked at how RE2 followed the original structure beat by beat, this time with smoother pacing and a few additions to spice it up a bit. Even without the fixed camera angle presentation, it still manages to build up a strong sense of tension and dread as you run all over the RPD. Primarily through its gameplay mechanics. You still go backtracking for keys, picking up health, and conserving as much ammo as possible. The zombie AI seems to be a lot more aggressive, but they're still simple to manage and never end up getting any buffs over time. They do, however, appear to be unkillable, unless you pop their heads like a fucking balloon. It's a brilliant way of keeping the player on edge as to which area is safe, making backtracking a nervous crawl. The manipulation, while intricate and fun to mess around with, is very counterproductive when considering how limited ammo drops are in the game. The bootleg nemesis that is Mr. XXX serves as a great way to induce some dick shitting when backtracking around the RPD. He will aggressively stomp towards you, tearing down anything that gets in his way, except for safe room doors. I don't fucking know why. While I side with the consensus that he is one of the best enemies the franchise has ever seen, I would be lying if I didn't mention that I immediately got tired of his bullshit when trying to solve a puzzle or getting to the nearest item box for supplies. It doesn't help that his throbbing cock punches are ridiculously easy to avoid if you're not trapped in a hallway. Ammo crafting is back from RE7, as well as the OP gun modifications and storage expansions from the original. The wall boarding also helps to keep zombies from seeping into rooms and fucking up your routes. Bosses in survival horror games are still complete shit to the surprise of no one. I was hoping for some creative redesigns of bosses from the ground up after the Evil Within 2, but it's still just another case of running from a bullet sponge until it bleeds out. There's nothing much I can say about RE Engine's graphical capabilities other than holy shit, I can't believe DMC5 is gonna look this fucking good. Both character and enemy models look photorealistic aside from a couple of uncanny facial expressions. The original pre-renders are once again BTFO'd with faithfully recreated environments that go above and beyond a simple facelift. Where RE2 makes visuals excel at is in the putrid, bloody, and non-apologetic display of gore that's literally found in every corner. The only problem I have with RE2 lies in the game's non-existent atmosphere, thanks to the wasted potential that is this game's sound design and OST. The game's sound effects themselves and big hype expensive binaural ASMR 3D audio technology when hooked up to surround sound speakers is frankly sublime, indicating enemy placement and generally creating some oh shit noises from the next room or at the end of a corridor. Everything else, however, is fucking sleep-inducing. Rooms feel dead and static, the only audible elements being your wet footsteps and the creaking of the doors as you run in and out of rooms. We don't really hear much of the pouring rain and howling wind raving through a burning zombie-infested city unless you stand in front of a handful of broken windows. The lack of any real ambience is even worse when noting the OST's diegetic approach to building atmosphere. Every track sounds the exact fucking same and is barely audible. RE soundtracks had the tendency to either subtly unnerve the player with soft yet chilling strings or going all out and drowning the player in fear with an overwhelmingly loud atonal orchestra. None of which are present here. My personal recommendation is to get the deluxe edition and use the original OST. It sounds corny and cheesy, but it objectively shits all over the new one. The two main pro tags now feel a lot more believable, but just miss the mark on being completely grounded. RE2 offers a deeper look into Leon's mild autism, with him being all like,
"Boy, what a crazy first day as a Raccoon City police officer."
And then Claire being all like, oddly enough, everyone else manages to deliver some pretty outstanding performances in the small screen time they're all allotted. Chief Irons feels legitimately intimidating with the vague sex predator vibes, Annette's whole character feels a lot more relatable and her actions less twisted. Ada is still a classy femme fatale popping Leon boners at every moment, and Will Smith does a great job as a dying nigger. One of the more confusing omissions in the remake is the zapping system and the way they tie together the A and B scenarios. progression of both chapters are identical, aside from a few unlocked passageways and an earlier appearance from Mr. X. I was expecting each scenario to offer a more branching narrative with different methods of progression than just switching to Sherry or Ada. The interactions between Leon and Claire are now replaced with lazy notes placed in rooms where they would have met originally. They both kind of forget about each other until they get back together at the end and just awkwardly greet each other. The replay value of RE298 is still intact and is improved upon greatly, offering more incentives for infinite weapons and game modes without any ludicrous requirements for unlocking them. Both Fourth and Topher survivor modes make a comeback in a more mercenary-esque fashion with an increase in enemy count and weapons to chew ass with, making it fun to fuck with and perfect to get a faster clear time. While RE2 Remake is not as scary as any of the original games, it's without a doubt the most refined and fun rework of the RE formula we've gotten since RE4. Its shortcomings unfortunately create a space where both old and new versions exist in their own pedestal, never reaching the first remake status of rendering it obsolete. The whole experience left me beyond satisfied and excited to see what Capcom has in store for us with the Resident Evil Dead Aim remake.
Shot! Shot! Gosh, I got shot! 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 Gosh, I got shot! 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 Gosh, I got shot! Shot! Shot!